And so when I say Chinese, I want you to scream out the nation that's associated with this. For example, if I say Chinese, you're going to say what?
China.
All right, let's say it with authority. When I say Chinese, you say what? China. All right, that's just a test right there. So here we go. Chinese.
China.
Russian.
Russia.
Italian.
Italy.
German.
Germany.
Swedish.
Sweden.
Korean.
Korea.
Egyptian.
Egypt.
Nigerian.
Nigeria.
Black.
Exactly. Nothing. Tell him, Pastor. Tell him, Pastor. Black, nothing.
I hope you were able to successfully identify the issue.
That's why you called Israel. Is it real? No, it's not. How did we leave there black and come back white? How did we leave there black and come back white? How did we leave there black and come back white? How did we leave there black and come back white? Can somebody answer that for me? Can somebody answer that for me? Can somebody answer that for me? Can somebody answer that for me?
They say, go see the African History Museum. Why do they start when the boats came? Why don't they start with the drums?
When we was kings.
Yeah. Oh, they don't want it, but we are kings. Mm-hmm. But the 400 years doesn't have to deal with slavery. It has to deal with the Bible. It has to deal with us being disobedient to God. Us as 12 tribes of Judah, as a member of the Hebrew people, we are still inside of our genocide. 50% of all black deaths a year is abortion.
I'm so glad you're here because you can bring great clarity. Can you tell us a little bit about the Sephardic Jews and how they were scattered? Because they went west.
I sure can.
Because the reason why I want to is because a lot of them, and a lot of people don't know this, are in the Caribbean.
They are.
In the islands.
And you're one of them. I know that. I'm one of them. I know that.
Because, you know, a lot of folk don't know that those roots are there. One of the first batches of slaves that came to Jamaica, they were the Sephardic Jews. It's documented.
And they're all over the Caribbean, South America, Central America, and even the South Central United States.
Wow.
And DNA testing is a factor in all this now.
Moving bars and give everybody a little card. And they stick it in a little computer slot. And if they were tithing, beautiful musical to go off and, you know, welcome, welcome, welcome to the world, dome. But if they were non-tithers, the bar would lock up, the red and blue lights would start going, the siren would go off, and a voice would go throughout the entire dome. Crook, 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 crook. Security would go and apprehend them, and once we got them all together, we'd line them up in the front and pass out Uzis by the ushers. We point our Uzis right at all those non-tithing members because we want God to come to church. And at the count of 3 Jesuses, we'd shoot them all dead. And then we'd take them out the side door there, have a big hole, bury them, and go ahead and have church and have the anointing. Aren't you glad we're under the blood of Jesus? Because if we were not under the blood of Jesus, I would certainly try it. Folks, this is a serious thing.
We back. Bishop Whitehead. Y'all see Whitehead Estates. Listen, I'm telling y'all, join my real estate class. It's starting February the 5th. I'm going to show you how to buy and flip, how to buy complexes, apartment complexes, renovating, and first and foremost, understand that God did it, not me. God is amazing. I love you guys with love of Christ. Follow me at I am Bishop Whitehead. Follow me on Instagram and follow me on Facebook, Bishop Lamar M. Whitehead. Love you guys. Stay tuned.
Genesis chapter 11, verse 10 explains the genealogy of Shem. Shem was a black man in Africa. If you repeat this fact, they can't laugh at you. If you repeat this fact, they can't laugh at you. If you repeat this fact, they can't laugh at you.
Want to say peace and blessings to everyone. Apologies for the delay. I know we were scheduled to go almost an hour and a half earlier, but had a lot going on. Of course, Shabbat, and have my some things going on with the family in terms of both of our daughters transitioning. Getting ready to go back to school. One of our daughters starting law school. That will be out of state, and then our younger daughter, of course, she'll be going to college as well. So, we just trying, how it goes. Gotta attend to the family, make sure things are where they need to be, and you know how it goes. So, wearing many hats. So I know I'm a pastor, I'm a husband, I'm a father. So I have a number of different things that are going on, but really appreciate you guys for your patience. I know this is a late night Bible study, or should I say playbook. And for some of you guys that caught the Shabbat service earlier, both of our daughters, they sang together. It was very moving, emotional time for my family because both of our daughters will be out of the house. Officially, our daughters will be out of the house, right? So with that being said, I'm sure if you haven't experienced that and you are parents, you're going to experience it soon. So, but it's nothing like having your children raised up doing the things of the Most High. And even at their age, I understand that, kids are going to do their thing. Like the scripture says, train up a child in the way that they should go. But guess what? When they get older, they won't depart from the things that we've instilled in them. So we've always raised them up, doing the things of the Most High, putting the Most High first in their life, but not just telling them and giving them instructions on how to do it, but being the examples to them watching us sacrifice, them watching us, labor, seeing us labor in ministry. Before we started our ministry, but when we were building other ministries. So the best example is be the example, show the people how to do it, not just telling them what to do, but showing them how to do it. So thank the Most High for me to even be able to give this testimony to even share that the testimony of having our daughters achieve what they've achieved and continue to achieve. And so I thank the Most High. So, with that being said, these are the last two that's transitioning. We have a total of 3 daughters. Our older daughter is in New York. And, I thank the Most High for all of them achieving the highest level or at least striving to achieve the highest level of academia. So I just thank the Most High. So with that being said, we got a lot to talk about. And, I really wanted to piggyback off of what I touched on a couple of days ago about the hustle. And someone pointed out that I should do a playbook on the hustle, because unfortunately, we are people that can, many of our people, we suffer from the herd behavior, right? Herd behavior. We like to move the way the crowd move. We like to stay on top of things and articulate ourselves with the way the crowd articulate themselves. And some of us don't feel comfortable to having an independent thought. So we have to go wherever the crowd goes, wherever the herd moves. That's a herd mentality. So with that being said, I really want to just touch on the hustle, because again, I know many are really highlighting, and the buzz is dealing with the tithes and offerings. And, I want to be clear, truth be told, and any pastor, true pastor will tell you that, every ministry, in their ministry, and you can look up the statistics on this. 10% of the ministry, between 8 to 10% of the ministry, those are the ones that are doing the bulk of the work. Those are the ones that are actually giving tithe. I don't like to say pay tithe, like many preachers would say, but that's not, the tithing portion of it is not what many people think it is. Now, of course, if you're a larger ministry, 8 to 10% will have a different impact if you're a smaller ministry. If you have, let's just say, like this pastor or this bishop or whatever had 25 people, right? 25 members in his temple or his church, versus, let's just say, a Creflo Dollar who has, let's just say, 30,000 members in their church. So 8 to 10% is going to be different from that smaller ministry versus that larger ministry. And so what I really want to deal with is some of the things that we just overlook. And I know many have been running with this whole tithing, is just it's just food and grain. That's not correct. We got scripture where Moses said, hey, if the place is too far, guess what? Convert your food and grain to money, right? To silver. So the question is, where did they store the silver? So we know that the storehouse was not used to store silver, to store gold and that type of thing. So the priests weren't, the same problems that we see today. We see a lot of the problems that the Levitical priests were doing. They were stealing from the people, whether it was food, grain, but primarily it was what was precious at that time, money, commodity. It was really stealing. So we see this happening today. And I know many, again, focus on the tithes, thinking that that's how the pastors, that's the scheme, that's the game that pastors are using to steal from the people. And I'm here to tell you, family, that is absolutely incorrect. So if only 10%, let's just say, going with the high number, 10% of the people tithe, where's the rest of the money coming from? Where's the rest of the money coming from? And this is why I wanted to really deal with this tonight, because truth be told, right, not every pastor gets a salary. Truth be told, maybe 8% of the pastors you see get a salary from their ministries. Most pastors actually work a 9 to 5, right? The problem with a lot of pastors, right? They try to do all kinds of things to compensate for what they may be lacking at home in terms of finances. So then they start resorting to alternative means to build up their finances. Me, I'm from the old school. The way that I was raised is that, hey, you work hard. You want to increase, you work your increase. Like even with knowing my value and working in the IT field and being a prior military, I understand my value. So I know how to, I know when to get my raises. See, we've been programmed to sit at a company and work that company, going there, you're already getting lowballed, many of us, because of being who we are, right? And then you get into this company, and then you basing your whole livelihood off of a 2 to 4% raise. No, that's not how you do it, family, right? In the day and time that we live in, you get your increase as you go to that new job. You get your raise coming in the door. So all that incremental increases at the job, that's just extra. So let's just say if I want to make an extra $20,000, right, per year, I want to increase my salary by $20,000. I'm not going to argue with the company, that current company, saying, hey, my salary need to increase. Here's my education, here's my credentials, here's the certifications I've achieved, here's all the things. Guess what? That company's not obligated to give you more money unless you go into another position. Well, guess what? The rule of thumb is get your raise coming in the door. So guess what? I'll go to another company and get the money that I desire coming in the door. Then once I hit a certain area, certain time there, get whatever I can from that company, guess what I do? I do that process all over again. And being a project manager, I understand the game. I understand that, most companies make in between 3 to 5 times the amount that they actually paying the employee. I understand man hours and all those different things. So guess what? I knew how to negotiate coming in the door. So I'm saying all of this to say, and I don't want to get so sidetracked, but I want to say this: not every pastor is receiving a salary. That's a fact. There's many ministries that have struggled, especially during the pandemic. Many of them closed down. Many pastors are taking money out of their household to keep those lights on. But the key that I really want to deal with is how many of these pastors, they're not using the tithing system to build or try to build up their ministries. Many of them trying to use quick shortcuts, right? They trying to go the shortcut route. Like this bishop right here that we're going to talk about a little bit, right? So that's why I have the Eric B. and Rakim, because the guy on the left, right, of your screen, that's the mayor. What's his name? Mayor Adams, mayor of New York, right? And then you see the bishop to the left of him, because they good friends. And I'm going to share some of his article with what the mayor said about what this bishop had done in terms of when it was brought to his attention about how he hustled one of his members. And family, that's what we're going to really deal with. And you guys know I love my graphics, right? I love bringing a little humor. So we're going to deal with this tonight, family. And this is why I want to make it clear. This problem has been in the church. It's been in the church, right? Stealing from the people actually was before the church was even conceived, so to speak, because we have Israelites. We could go right into the scriptures and see how the priests were stealing from the people. So this is not new, family. So what I wanted to do is use Eric B. and Rakim, because for those that are from the city, right, there's nothing like being from the metropolitan area. That's the New York, the New Jersey, the Pennsylvania, right? The Rhode Island, no, not Rhode Island, Connecticut. Well, I will say Rhode Island, but Connecticut, Massachusetts, that whole area, right? Especially New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. There's a certain grind that comes with that territory. This is where you get that, got to do what I got to do. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? That's where you get that grinded out. And that Eric B. and Rakim, that song actually gives you the playbook for how we are taught to grind things out from even from being a child growing up in the city. And some of you guys from like Detroit, because I lived in Detroit, have understand this grind, especially if you coming up in that rough area, and some of the other areas like Chicago, Houston, Atlanta, ATL, some of these places, you guys understand, you could relate to Eric B. and Rakim. That's right. Nah, not Rhode Island. That's exactly. So my point that I'm making is think about the lyrics to Eric B. and Rakim, and especially Paid in Full. And this will give you the playbook and allow you to delve into the mindset of this crooked bishop. That's right. I'm calling him a crook. This crooked bishop. Thinking of a master plan. Ain't nothing but sweat inside my hand. So I dig into my pocket where my money is spent. So I just leave it and still coming up with lint. So I start my mission, leave my residence, thinking, how can I make it as president? I need money. I used to be a stick-up kid. Think about all the devious things I did. I used to roll up. This is a hole up. Ain't nothing funny. Stop smiling. Still don't nothing move but the money. Now I learned because now I'm righteous. I feel great. Maybe I might just search for a 9-to-5. If I strive, then maybe I'll stay alive. But the key is, and I'm not trying to go all the way into the lyrics, but when you start really thinking about that grind, think about these two individuals, right? Especially that crooked bishop, right? Thinking of a master plan, ain't nothing but a sweat inside his hand. What is his master plan? The hustle. That's his master plan. The hustle. Thinking of a master plan, ain't nothing but sweat inside his hand. So he's digging into his pocket where his money is spent. He just leave it because he's still coming up with lint. In other words, empty pockets. And I'm not sure if you guys ever been there before. I grew up in that projects. I grew up in the rough areas. I'm sure you guys know how it feels to be broke to where as though you start digging in your old pants pockets, seeing if you're going to find some change, knowing that it's nothing in there. Going into those those old sofas that grandma used to have that you sit on them, and it just seemed like all the change empty out of those adults' pocket. And so you trying to go in there, try to see if there's any change in there. Come on now, on that grind, right? So thinking of a master plan, ain't nothing but sweat inside the hand. So dig into the pocket where the money is spent, just leave it, still coming up with lint. So start my mission. Leave the residence, thinking, how can I make it as president? How can I make it as this person tried to do? Run for what? Politics. Tried to run for a political position. Failed. Right? I need money. Right? Used to be a stick-up kid. And think about all the devious things I did. So all the devious things that he did while he was out there living that life, he brought those devious things inside where? His assembly. He never stopped thinking of that master plan. He didn't get rid of that mentality, that grinded out street mentality, because we can see in his whole appearance, right? His whole appearance. He's trying to look like he's out there. He's still out there. He's trying to look a certain way. And come on, family. If you guys from, around the way, if you guys from, like, some would call it the block, but where I'm from, we call it the Ave, right? If you're from the Ave, right? If you're from the Ave, you know that there's a certain image, there's a certain way that you have to project yourself. You have to wear the best clothes, expensive clothing, right? If you get a car, the goal is to get you a car, and you want to kit it out. You want to put special rims on it. It has to look a certain way. That's why you see so many people within the projects have $40,000 and $50,000 cars, living in, at that time, an apartment that would cost $25 to $50, and they can't make rent. But you have to have this visual, this perception that you got it going on, especially, when you out there in the streets, you want to make it look like you got it going on. So that way people want to come and buy from you. They want your product. I'm just dealing with the streets a little bit. Come on, family, but let's keep it real here. And guess what? You see this same behavior with a lot of ministries out here. Pastors want to look like they are successful. They want to look like they got it going on. They want to flash the cars. They want to flash the homes. They want to they want to appeal to the very thing that people desire. Everyone desire to live better, to have a decent way of life, right? That it doesn't matter what race or what ethnicity you come from, right? You still want to live a certain way. Even living in the projects, guess what? You still want to live a certain way. You want to achieve a certain level of income. You want to have a certain look, a certain prestige about you. But the problem is, many of us try to do it quick. We try to cut corners. And I learned in the streets, hey, quick money, right? Quick money, come and go. Quick money, you get it, you lose it just as quick, right? Quick money. There's a lot of consequences that come with the territory of trying to get quick money, right? That's right. Ghetto fabulous. That's the term. Ghetto fabulous. Man, you remember that song, Ghetto Heaven, right? Ghetto Heaven. I can't remember who sang that song. Ghetto Heaven. That was one of the anthems, man, when it came out. Ghetto Heaven. Man, you have pumping that up. Ghetto Heaven. But Rakim was that song. Rakim is the song that really encompassed the city, the street mentality, because that's the mindset of grinding it out. Like I said in the live I did earlier this week, right? You learn how to do what you got to do. Yeah, I mean, you learn how to go to, nobody don't have to tell you to go out there and try to get money. You go out there going to Food Town or ShopRite, and you helping bag groceries. You helping some of the people to get their groceries to their car. You helping some of the senior citizens that's walking with their carts, you know what I mean, with their groceries. And you helping them, you walking them home to make sure that they're safe. And then you helping them with their food, their groceries, getting it into the elevator as they, you're doing those things. Come on, family. And you get tips off of that when you're young. Man, I had my first job, official job, even though they couldn't pay me like an employee, but I had my first job when I was like 9 years old, doing signs for the local, at the time they used to call it delicatessen. They didn't call it bodegas, but it was a bodega, right? It was a Spanish store. Right? They saw my profile. I had a profile, right? A portfolio rather, of my drawings. And I sat it up on the counter, and all of a sudden I hear somebody say, "Who drew this?" They screaming out in the store, "Who drew this?" And when I came up there and say, "Hey, that's my work," there was like, no way in the world a young guy like you draw like this. And before you know it, offer me a job to do signs for the stores. And they say, "Hey, we can't pay you because you're too young, but you come up in here, you could take whatever you want out of this store." And guess what? I would take home cereal, grits, bread to make sure my family ate. Guess what? My parents, my moms could share the testimony. My brothers could share the testimony. But guess what? You get to that point when you're getting older, man, when you get into that 14, 15-year-old age, and you doing all of this to try to get some money the honest way. But then you have some people going the ski mask way. Guess what? They doing all kinds of things. It's hard to try to stay honest when you see people getting that quick money, but they get all the clothes, the shoes, all those things that come with the territory. The temptation to get that quick money. Family, I got a past just like everyone else has a past. This bishop had a past, but he never let his past go. You couldn't, he didn't understand even the scriptures when it tells us abstain from even the appearance of sin. This guy, he had he had the scheme. He down pat. And we're going to break down the scheme. Come on, family. When I was growing up, man, being on the Ave, stick up kids, crooked cops, man, that stuff been going on. Cops stealing people's stashes, right? all kinds of stuff going on. If you, where I lived at, man, if you had more than $100 more or more inside your pocket, guess what? You get pulled over, or you get pulled over by the cops while walking. Guess what? They can take it if you don't have a pay stub. I could tell you some stuff. Some of you guys understand. But many of those guys took that behavior and brought it right inside the pulpit, brought it right inside the church, like this guy right here. Right. Let me play this video one more time, and then we're going to get into some of these articles, right, that I wanted to present to you. And we're going to talk about this hustle that's inside the church right now. This hustle.
We back. Bishop Whitehead. Y'all see Whitehead Estates. Listen, I'm telling y'all, join my real estate class. It's starting February the 5th. I'm going to show you how to buy and flip, how to buy complexes, apartment complexes, renovating, and first and foremost, understand that God did it, not me. God is amazing. I love you guys with love of Christ. Follow me at I am Bishop Whitehead. Follow me on Instagram and follow me on Facebook, Bishop Lamar and Whitehead. Love you guys. Stay tuned.
You see the hustle right there? He don't even own that. He don't own those projects. Those not the towers. We would call those the little bricks. He pulled up in front of the little bricks with a $200,000-$300,000. Actually, I think it's higher than that. It's like almost a $500,000 truck by Lamborghini. Right? Want to have the image like he's on what's one of those shows, Power. Like he's on Power. Like he's on Tom, Rolling with Tommy out in Chicago. Rolling up like he's living that life. And actually probably still living that life. Right? Never stopped it. Never gave it up. But oftentimes it's the ones that really didn't live that life per se that tend to exaggerate. Right? Go way overboard. But anyway, he's standing in front of the little bricks, driving a $500,000 truck, trying to give this perception that he owned the little bricks. Now, let me say this, family, for some of those that may not be from around the way, especially, where I'm from. Now, I know that, every area, as far as, different areas have projects. But the projects, for example, in Richmond, the projects that I've seen, down Atlanta, it's not the same projects where I'm from. Where I'm from, you had the little bricks, which is like this, 3 to 5 floors, maybe a little higher, give or take, but 3 to 5, 3 to 6 floors. Then you had the towers, you know what I mean? You had the towers that's 15 to 20 floors on there, and in Jersey, you had the Academy Expires, you had 7th Avenue projects, you have Stellar Wright, you have Hayes Homes, some of those big projects, but you had the little bricks too. So the little bricks was the smaller ones, but he's pulling up in there as if he owned those little bricks, which he don't. Truth be told, guess who owned them? The Jewish community. Most of those little bricks, most of the projects are owned by the Jewish community. That's a fact. But what did he do? He pushed a real estate class. He pulled up in the project area, targeting a specific group of people. He targeted a specific group of people, family. See, in the church, right? I could tell you some of the hustle in the church. In Kojic, I'll start with Kojic, right? I got briefed how to lift offerings in Kojic, how to target people in Kojic. Pastor was sharing with me, like, hey, you know, one day, son, you're going to be a pastor. One thing I learned, if you know how to be quiet and listen, you will hear so many conversations. They'll share so much information with you. Man, I had pastors telling me how they target specific people inside their congregation. When they talk about the offering, they know they can look at it because it's on the forehead of some of the people sitting there, of the individual that'll give all their money, give their rent money, all for the sake of supporting that pastor. And they know they know the lingo of how to pull out and how to recognize that person that's on the fence, that know they can't afford it, but they know how to go in on that person. Come on, family. Many pastors come to other ministries already having their ministry sized up. That lady that may have a problems with where you know, with disability, may have a problem with her arm or problem with her leg. They'll know how to witness to those people. Come on, family. Somebody that may be overweight and look a certain way, they know how to use that, go there about depression and all this other stuff, targeting those individuals. Family, it's the hustle. It's a lot of these preachers, a lot of these pastors are straight hustling. Come on, family. Come on, family. Can we be real about this? Can we be real about this? So what is the hustle? What is the hustle? So you have a bishop that has a ministry that don't have no more than 25 to 30 people. And how is he driving around with a $500,000 truck, supposedly wearing at least $500,000 worth of jewelry, living in a mansion that's worth anywhere from $3 to $5 million? How is this possible? How is it possible? Come on, family. It's a lot of this going on right now. So let's delve into this, family. Let's delve into it. Let's delve into it. Right? Let's really expose the hustle. Let's deal with the hustle, because many of our people are focusing on the wrong thing. Tithe. Do you think that these pastors are making money off of the tithe? Do you think that this hustler right here, this scam artist right here, made his money off of 25 people giving tithe? No, family. No. Didn't make that money off of tithe. But again, that's the thing that's being echoed so much. What does the scripture say about multi-level marketing inside the place of worship, right? I want to start off with this because we're going to deal with multi-level marketing in the place of worship, right? Network marketing. These are, for the most part, nothing more than glorified Ponzi schemes, you know, the pyramid schemes. Come on, family. How many of you guys had to deal with this? I remember, man, getting offered the what's that? Amware, what is it? I can't remember. Amware or something like that, you know, where they were selling all kinds of product like dish detergent and all that other stuff. Man, what are some of the popular ones that you had out here? You know, there's so many different ones out here. It's still circulating out here. Yeah, Amway. I said Amway, right? Amway. That was one of the popular ones. Amway was one of the popular ones. And man, guess who was doing this soliciting? Guess who was pushing that product? Church folks, starting with the pastor. That's right, that Amway. Y'all heard of Amway? Y'all heard of Amway? There's a few others out there, like the insurance one. I can't remember the name of them off the top of my head. There's a lot of them out there. You know, you had, you know, workout. I mean, all kinds. I can't even think of them right now. And so it's the Avon. That's right. That's right. Herbal juice. Primerica. That's the one I was thinking of when you deal with the insurance policies. You have so many of them out there. Man, do you know that many pastors are pushing their ministries like in the form of multi-level marketing? Right? You guys know, you guys got it down. Let's see some of the comments here as we do some of the shout outs. Sister Carol, Amway. Y'all guys know what I'm talking about? Amway. Rawls Tally, Amway, right? Right? Peace and blessings, wise society. Rick Pickett, Amway. Y'all know, y'all, every last one of you guys got that Amway coming at you, right? Amway, Block 229, Tupperware, Amway, right? I got hit with one a couple of months ago, right? What's the other one? A Go Planet Marketing, yeah. So true, absolutely. Prime America, Wise Society, the Herbal Juice. I remember when that came out. Man, Avon, yeah, Avon, right? Trying to get that pink truck, that pink Cadillac. Amway, oh my gosh, my cousin. That's right. That's right. New York is getting worse and worse, it seems. Man, it's a hustle out here, right? Like Grandmaster Flash, Melly Mel. It's like a jungle sometimes. It's make me wonder how I keep from going under, right? So, y'all son, right? Peace and blessings to you. Diamond Love. Want to say Tupperware parties. Yeah. What's some of the ones we see here? Let's see here. What is it? Instacia. Amway tried to recruit me. Yeah, I think all of us got caught, was trying to be recruited by Amway, right? You know, and we're going to talk about that. Herbal Life, man. I'm telling you, what's the other one where as though they had like the spandex, I guess, for women to kind of pull, if they kind of how can I put it? I don't want to sound like I'm disrespecting any of the women, but let's just say if their body is not proportioned a certain way, you wear these spandex or whatever this is, and it pulls your body in a certain way and tucks it a certain way, right? They had all kinds of stuff out here, man. You know, Herbal Life, I'm telling you, man, Herbal Life, so many different things out here that the people are getting hustled with. Amway, Prime America, Vector Knives, right? Let's see here. Again, Herbal Life, man. I'm telling you, Amway and Herbal Life, man. Mary Kay, that's right. You guys forgot about that one. Mary Kay. I remember they were worse than the Mormons or whoever walked the street, man. It was worse than the Jehovah's Witnesses, man. And Encyclopedia, that's a little before my time right there, right? I don't even remember them selling Encyclopedia Britannica, but hey, they had it around, Forex, right? These are some of the ones you guys are posting some great stuff here, stuff that I didn't even know was out there, especially the Encyclopedia one. Pamper Chef, right? That's right, y'all, Pamper Chef, right? This is what it's called, multi-level marketing or network marketing. Right. And, the marketplace, right? Spandex, right? So they had all kinds of stuff, man. It's all kinds of stuff, family. You guys had me laughing. You guys got me cracking up here. Right. But think about this, family. Right. You hear this term marketplace. See, I was underneath a bishop. I'm not going to mention his name. I was under a bishop for Organo Goals. Right, man. Somebody pointed Dr. Sebi doctrine. There's a lot of stuff out here, right? And I want to make this clear before I get into this right here, get to this point about network marketing and all of that. And the bishop that I was up under for a short period of time, I was in the apostolic ministry. But family, I want to make this clear. It's not just the church. It is not just the church that has these network marketing schemes going on, right? You have it going on with people that are in Islam. You got people have network marketing schemes going on in the conscious community, selling PPP loans and credit repair and, bank cards and all this other stuff, man. It's not just in the church. It's just not in those that are teaching this truth. It's also in the conscious community. Perfect example, Brother Polite. right? Look at what he did. Matter of fact, when you see this guy right here, he did the same thing about the same thing Polite did. Go in front of a building that you don't own, right? And show the people like, hey, this is where your money that you contribute, and this is where it's going at. This is what we're doing. We're doing big things. We're doing big things. We're doing big things. Look at right. Don't own none of it, and come to find out the people that actually owned it put him on blast. Come on, fam. It's all of this stuff is not just in among the people of the Most High. It's not just among those that are in the church. This is right across the board inside our community, and other communities are dealing with this multi level marketing or this network marketing nonsense. Many of them that are dealing with this, right? It's not just happening in the church, but we're going to focus on and expose some of this hustle. So getting back to the point that I was going to go there, man, I didn't really know much about network marketing until I was up under a particular bishop, right? This particular bishop, man, every time you turn around, every other month, he was coming up with something else, marketplace things. And, every time you turn around was something new, a new product that he was presenting to the people. And I was an elder in this ministry, and I pulled him aside. I had a one-on-one with him and talked to him about it. Right? I made it clear, I said, Bishop, with this marketplace stuff, I don't agree with. This is stuff that if you're going to have your own business, do your own business, but do it free from the ministry. Do it free from the ministry. Do it somewhere else. Do it somewhere else. Don't use your influence as being a bishop to put pressure on the people to support it. I told him what was going to happen. And it happened. He went from a ministry of over 200 people to about 14 people in a matter of about 8 or 9 months. See, he was banking on having 200 people. He can get 40 people. At least 40 people going to support what he does, because you're taught in church, especially if you leaders, you support the leader. You never let your leader look or be embarrassed in front of the people. You support your leader financially. If he said we need to raise, let's say $3,000, guess what, ministers? He'll say, I expect you guys to at least come to the floor, each one of you, with at least $50 to $100 to help start the offering. Come on, one of the hustles that many pastors do, right? Especially the one that's speaking, right, to try to get the people to give. He'll come out and say, hey, I'm going to go ahead and start this offering off with $100, because he knows he's getting the money back anyway through his honorarium. Come on, family. I just got to be real with the hustle that's going on, right? I want to say peace and blessings, family. Let's give some love for Eric Tinsley for the seed sowing into this work here. Let's give some shout outs to Eric Tinsley. Appreciate you, my brother. Thank you for the love and continued support. Really appreciate you. Really appreciate you. So, family, this is the hustle. This is the hustle. This is the 3-car Monty or the 3-car Marley. This is what's happening inside the church right now, or among the people, our people. We're focusing on tithes while they're taking your money from other places. They're not just focusing on the 10%. They want access to that savings, that 90%. They want access to those things. Come on, family. See, as I taught, just going off the top, of when I was discussing this earlier this week, when you understand these American dream per se, especially when you discuss things of how things were 20 and 30 years ago, right? The American dream for the middle class and for many in the lower class, the goal was 3 pillars to have a successful retirement, going into retirement and having something to hand down. Purchase a home, build up the equity, and pass that equity down to your children, or use that equity to pay for your children's college, so that way they don't have to worry about debt going to college. The other pillar was work for a job for 20 years and you get what? A pension. Not 401k. Then you don't have to do all the investing yourself. No, you have a pension. Then what you also have, right? The other pillar is Social Security. Those are the three pillars for especially the middle class and the lower class would strive to have by the time they get to retirement. But guess what? That's what's been targeted. These politicians, these corporations, right? These people that run these banking systems, that run Wall Street, they did what? They got access to that equity. They got access to the pension, and now removed the pension to now most 99% of the people, basically, what they strive for is a 401k that they have to put all the money in. And the company just, if you had a decent company, they'll match you at least $1 for dollar up to 6%. Where other companies, they'll say they'll match you 50 cents on the dollar up to 3%. Family. So now they took pension away. So the next thing that the politicians are striving to touch is Social Security. They want to put that into Wall Street. Come on, family. We gotta be real about it. We got to be real about it. We got to be real about it. We have to be real about it. We have to be real about it, family. So that's the hustle. That's what's being targeted. And many of these guys are targeting those things, like this guy right here. So let's go ahead and get into some of the things here, right? Let's go to John chapter 2, verse 13 through 16. You guys remember this, right? And found, this is the Messiah, Passover, right? It says this, and matter of fact, let's go to verse 13. In Judah, right, in the Israelite Passover, because I don't like to just say Jews. I like to say the Israelite Passover was at hand, right? And Yahushua went up to Jerusalem, right? And this is where we get to verse 14. And found in the temple those that sold oxen, sheep, doves, and the changers of money sitting. And when he had made a scourge, right, out of small cords, he drove them all out of the temple, and the sheep, the oxen, and poured out the changers' money and overthrew the tables, right? So we see here the Messiah going into the temple. Remember, after being celebrated, after them, as he made his entry on the donkey, right? That's royalty right there. The people saying Hosanna, in other words, saying, save me, right? Save me, save me. So he goes right into the temple, and what does he do? He's in the court of the Gentiles, because that's where the money changers were set up at, in the court of the Gentiles. So he's over at the court of the Gentiles, and what does he do? He tip over those tables, because you got people bringing the marketplace inside the place of worship. They had a hustle going on. What was the hustle? Hey, you brought, you bring in that, let's just say, dove here, or let's just say sheep, right, to offer a sacrifice, right, for burnt offering, right? You want to offer a sacrifice, right? So you bring your own sheep. Well, guess what they would do? Well, you know what? That sheep, that's not a good sheep. You need to buy a sheep from here. So they reject their offering, their sacrifice. Tell them they have to buy a sheep or a ox or a dove from one of their hookups, right? So now when they go to purchase it, they tell them, we can't accept your currency. You're going to have to transfer your currency over to our currency. But guess what? Instead of giving you dollar for dollar, we're going to give you 60%. So here it is. The people are getting hustled every kind of way just to come in and give honor to the Most High. That's what they were doing. And the Messiah said enough is enough. He tipped over those tables. He pulled, as you see, he put together a cord, right? And he whipped them. He chased them out of the temple. He chased them off the compound. But we're not going to stop right there. We are not going to stop right there. On the Shabbat, this is what they were doing, right? But let's go to another situation that's very similar to this. Nehemiah chapter 13, verse 15 through 21. Notice what it says, family. This is where I say, or where I get the Nehemiah 13 doctrine right from, right? But notice what this says. In those days, saw I in Judah some treading wine presses on the Shabbat. Let me read it again. In those days, saw I in Judah some treading wine presses on the Shabbat, and bringing in sheaves and lading donkeys, also wine, grapes, figs, and all manner of burdens, which they brought into Jerusalem on the Shabbat day. And I testified against them in the day wherein they sold victuals. There dwelt men of Tyre also therein, which brought fish and all manner of ware, and sold on the Shabbat unto the children of Judah and in Jerusalem. So they had people that wasn't even blood descendants of Israel coming in, breaking the Shabbat, coming into our community. Doesn't that sound familiar? Right? You had these people that were not even Israelites coming into the temple area selling on the Shabbat. There dwelt men of Tyre. Man, I encourage you guys to read, I believe, Ezekiel chapter 27, I believe. And you'll see some of the things that they were using, some of the currency, some of the things that were used as currency. Right? But again, coming to our territory, selling their product. Doesn't that sound familiar? Who owns the 7-Elevens in our community? Not us. Who owns the gas stations in our community? Not us. Who own those grocery stores in our community? Not us. Who own those project buildings? Not us. Who owns the barbershops? We can own some of them. Who owns the beauty salon? Oh, we can own some of them. But we don't own the distribution, right? Think of most of the major businesses within our community is owned by someone else. Isn't that Deuteronomy 28? The strangers among us will be high above us, right? Think about that. They'll be the lender, we'll be the borrower. This is what was happening right here. See, we the people of the book, because that was happening right here. So it says all manner of ware and sold on the Shabbat unto the children of Judah and Jerusalem. And what's important about Jerusalem, because the remnant of all the tribes lived in Jerusalem. So the children of Judah, which is the southern kingdom, but then when it says in Jerusalem, guess what? You had a remnant from all the tribes living in Jerusalem. So verse 17, then I contended with the nobles of Judah, the leaders of Judah, the Nagads of Judah, Yahwadah, and said unto them, what evil thing is this that ye do, and profane the Shabbat day? Did not your fathers thus? And did not our Elohim bring all this evil upon us and upon this city? Yet ye bring more wrath upon Israel by profaning the Shabbat? Burden be brought in on the Shabbat. So the merchants and sellers of all kind of ware lodged without Jerusalem once or twice. Notice what this says. Verse 21, then I testified against them and said unto them, why lodge ye about the wall? If ye do so again, I will lay hands on you. From that time forth came they no more on the Shabbat. See, the Messiah did this very thing. Chase the money changers out. These are money changers right here, hustling in our community, not honoring the things that our people should have been honoring. They were profaning the Shabbat. And instead of these leaders, the nobles from within our community taking a stand, they was rolling with it. They were rolling with it, letting these people come in and prey on our people. Doesn't that sound familiar? Doesn't that sound familiar? Right? So let's get into some of these articles here. Let's start with this right here. New York City Mayor Adams still supports Bishop Lamar Whitehead, accused of bilking Brooklyn's mother, but with a caveat. Let's go to this article here. Notice what it says here. A day after allegations emerged that Bishop Lamar Whitehead bilked a Brooklyn woman out of her life savings. It didn't say tithe, her life savings, family. Mayor Adams defended his longtime friend on Friday. So Mayor Adams is buddy with this hustler and defended his friend, saying he'd continue to try to mentor the flashy preacher. The bishop lost his dad. Oh, he lost his dad. But so that led him into hustling the people, hustling someone out of their retirement. So the bishop lost his dad. Arthur Miller was his name during a police incident. Adams said during an unrelated press conference in the Bronx, I have always maintained relationships with people who have gone through traumatic experiences. My goal is to mentor people who go through crisis. Now, I want to make it clear. I'm not mocking and I'm not belittling. I'm not saying anything negative towards losing a loved one. I know that can be hard for anyone, but that is not an excuse to be hustling people. That's not an excuse to give why someone is behaving in this predatory way. So I want to make this clear. I'm not knocking, I'm not mocking, I'm not making fun of him losing a loved one. But that is not an excuse to use, far as from the mayor to justify his behavior towards people, hustling people. So he says, my goal is to mentor people who go through crisis. The lawsuit filed against Whitehead in Brooklyn Supreme Court is the latest in a string of high-profile stories about him. In the civil suit, Pauline Anderson accuses Whitehead of fleecing her out of $90,000. Wait a minute. Did it say tithe? No, it says $90,000 life savings when he failed to follow through on a promise to use her cash to buy and renovate her home. $90,000. There's a reason why, again, the hustle is to have his ministry inside the worst area, right? And drive that expensive car into that area, right? So the people in that messed up building that's far lower grade than his own house, right? He did that so that way he can push his schemes. He don't even have a website. Right? He do everything via email. His real estate courses. What real estate courses? To push his hustle. We'll deal with it when we get to that. We're almost there. So Whitehead fleecing her out of $90,000 of life savings when he failed to follow through on a promise to use her cash to buy and renovate her home. How this triggered this lawsuit is because her son, he accidentally sent her son the paperwork on a house, a mansion he was trying to buy, a $4 or $5 million mansion he was trying to buy, and accidentally sent the paperwork to this woman's son. But anyway, Anderson, who claims she met Whitehead through the Canarsie, or however you pronounce it, Canarsie Church. I think that's how you pronounce his church name, Canarsie Church. Notice what it says. Anderson, who claims she met Whitehead through his church. Through his church. Through his church. So this going back to the point what I said to that bishop that I sat up under for a short period of time, that, hey, you are guaranteed that because you're in a position of being a bishop, there's some people that's just going to follow you no matter what. They're going to blindly follow you and support whatever you do. So I'm sure this woman didn't think that went on his promise, but guess what? He tried to make it downplay it and said that she donated $90,000 to his election campaign. Come on, family. That's the hustle. No, that she didn't put the money towards, my business here. She put that money towards my election campaign. Come on, family. Come on, family. Come on, family. Come on, family. Anderson, who claims she met Whitehead through his Canarsie Church, also says in her lawsuit that the preacher bought a $4.4 million home in a leafy New Jersey suburb. Right. So again, in this quote, it says she claims she met Whitehead through Canarsie Church. Family, this is where so many of the predators of network marketing or multi-level marketing, they lurking inside the church. Many of them are lurking inside the church. So what is network marketing? Let's break it down real quick. This is coming from Forbes website. What is multi-level marketing? Let's break this down real quick. All right. This is an article titled Understanding Multi-Level Marketing. What is multi-level marketing? Multi-level marketing companies use people instead of retail outlets to sell their products to customers. This puts the responsibility for selling into the hands of an independent distributor networks, right? Under the MLM, in other words, the multi-level marketing model, distributors are not employees of the company. See the hustle? So there's no liability. So what many of these companies would do, they'll have you set up your own business. You go get a business license, right? May cost you about $150 to $200. But actually it doesn't cost that much, but that's what they'll charge that amount to get your business started. Now you are your independent business owner, and they play on biblical terms, just like fraternities and sororities. They play on these things to have you buy into it, right? Coming in the door, giving money. So under the MLM model, distributors are not employees of the company. Instead, they're individual business owners who recruit their own distributor networks to help them sell product. Multi-level marketing firms rely on the extended network of independent distributors to generate revenue. So how does multi-level marketing works, right? To understand how multi-level marketing works, think of a pyramid. In our example, Alice is the first independent distributor hired directly by direct marketing company, right? Alice becomes the top of the pyramid. Alice recruits 5 independent distributors. In other words, five people, right? 5 gullible people. She recruits 5 gullible people and so on. So she started building. If she get 5 people, then have those 5 people get 5 people. And then it basically continues on. So the further you get or the higher you get on that pyramid, you'll be the higher income earners. So Alice recruits 5 independent distributors who each turn around and recruit 5 more independent distributors and so on. This fills out the pyramid that direct marketing company relies upon to sell its product. And this is how it looks. This is that pyramid. You guys probably remember the pyramid schemes that they were trying to do in the early 2000s. You know, you give them $200 and they guarantee you $8,000 in 4 months, and all this weird, crazy stuff here? Because they were trying to do what? This right here, this pyramid. At the top is Alice. She recruits 5, right? And then out of that 5, right? If those 5 recruits 5, right? Now she has 25, right? And if those 25 recruit 5, then she has 125. So she's getting money off of each level, each one of these individuals. Guess what? That percentage increases as it goes up, right? And the lower you are on this pyramid, the less you're going to bring in, right? But Alice is getting money off of all of these guys, right? So this is a pyramid scheme, upline and downline. MLM distribution structure. You guys probably heard of this, especially if you got not hustle. Well, yeah, we can say hustle, or had that sales pitch given to you by Amway and some of the other businesses that are doing this stuff. You got the pitch. You guys probably remember the pitch. So here's another article. Beware the Christian pitch to join multi-level marketing. Right. This is another article, right? There's other articles I could pull up, but I just want to pull this article up, right? Notice what it says here. Beware of the Christian pitch to join multi-level marketing. I'm good at avoiding marketers, especially the clipboard wielding variety who guard the grocery store entrances. Yeah, they you know where they are. But there's one tribe of recruiters I can't seem to evade. Who is that? Christians in multi-level marketing. Come on, family. How many times have you heard this? I done heard this as a pastor, a number of times, being in the church, people want to bring me in and say, hey, I want to sit down. I want to run a business opportunity by you. And before you know it, it's some form of network marketing or multi-level marketing. As you see here, Christians in multi-level marketing, masters of initiating friendly conversation. Right? They've pitched to my wife and me in some uncanny locations, such as a coffee shops, farmers market, at lunch, after church, even while coordinating an outreach event with a nonprofit. Notice it said, hey, nothing is off limits. Recruiting is integral to these multi-level marketing. Right? Existing members must build a large team called the downline because their salary comes from collective earnings. Recruitment isn't intrinsically wrong, and sales is a respectable profession when done with integrity. But Christians should be careful and thoughtful about everything we do, right? Because again, it'll seem like it's innocent, but man, these things are cutthroat, especially when you're not getting the residuals like these others, like that bishop. He knew that he had 40 people guaranteed from the ministry that was going to support him. Well, most people don't have 40 people, don't have a base like that. Right. And guess what? Grumblings began to happen. And from his ministry went from being over 200 people to being about 13, 14 people because of this stuff right here. Network marketing. I don't allow this stuff in our assembly. If I find out and heard anyone trying to even solicit this to anyone in our ministry, we give them the boot because we don't play that in our ministry. I don't allow that here. I don't allow any of this stuff. Why? Because I've seen how ministries have gotten destroyed because of this hustle. So what concerns me is how Christians in this multi-level marketing sometimes co-opt biblical lingo to justify questionable ideas and methods, right? They often use verbiage that projects multi-level marketing as not only admissible within the church, but beneficial. And we just dealt with the marketplace, right? Gave you scriptures on the marketplace. And these people are hustling in the marketplace, into bringing the marketplace inside their assemblies. Guess what? It may not be selling you Amway products. It may not be from some of the things that you guys have listed here for some of the different products that are being sold. But guess what? CDs, DVDs, conferences, right? All these different products, man. I'm sure you guys have been to many ministries in the past that got all kinds of tables set up to sell his products, sell his books. Come on, family, right? And brothers and sisters, even in this awakening, you have to be careful of what? Not doing the same thing. You shouldn't have tables set up inside your assembly. You should not have these things set up inside your assembly. bringing the marketplace inside the place of worship, right? So that's the hustle. Think about a family. They're trying to get that 90% like this brother did. Like this brother, I'm not even gonna call him a brother, that this hustler did, this rebel did. Come on, family. You got ministries that's trying to make it so easy for people to access their money. Many ministries now have people having ATMs inside their assembly, right? I've been presented with getting all kinds of, easy way for people to use their cards. But guess what? We don't do it inside our assembly because I don't want people to feel pressure to taking a credit card and call themselves giving the Most High an offering. No, the Most High don't want us to go into debt. Take a credit card that may be charging you anywhere from 5 to 28%. And you're going to take an offering off of that. And then you got to struggle trying to pay that back. That's not how the Most High work. Come on, family. It's right inside the church. We don't do that in our assembly. We don't do that because I know the pressure. I've been in Kojic and I know the pressure of what it's like being pressured to give as a leader. Man, you have people being pressured. I mean, doing all kinds of things under pressure, like putting blank envelopes inside of envelopes to give the impression that they put money in. Walking in the line looking like they're giving, but really they don't have nothing to give. So we don't do that in our assembly. Matter of fact, guess what? Some of you guys witnessed our services, right? Our Shabbat. You don't hear us going through the offering. It's time for our tithes and offering. All right. We're going to make this pretty quick. Now, at one time we used to have a segment for tithes and offering, but we went through. We didn't sit up here. It didn't last no more than a couple of minutes, if that, for the people to come around and give. But guess what? We transitioned from that because many times I'll even forget to lift the tithe, have the tithes lifted. But we moved past that. The tithes and offering. We still have tithes and offering, but guess what? I'm not pronouncing it, right? What happens is at the end of the service, guess what? We just have a basket. Someone will either come to the front or the basket is sitting on the side. And guess what? People put their offerings there. And we haven't, been in the red. We've been experiencing overflow for quite some time now, honoring the Shabbat, doing the things of the Most High that pleases the Most High, honoring the feast days, and the people are just blessing. But you got ministries that have credit unions set up inside them. You have ministries that doing everything that they can to have easy access to those resources and putting the pressure on the people to give. Look, we don't beg. And it's a hustle. How many times have you guys heard, I don't believe in auctioning God? You know that you're being set up moment they said that. If you guys heard that before, type 1. I don't believe in auctioning God. But, we're going to just do this really quick. I don't believe in auctioning God. We're just going to make this real quick. I don't believe in taking a lot of time to lift the offering. All right. We got a goal right now. What is the goal, Pastor? What's the goal, preacher? Oh, the goal is $5,000. Okay. The goal is $5,000. I know that, man, we could get past this pretty quick. If we could get 5 people to give $1,000, guess what? We could get through this pretty quick. If we got 10 people that can give $500, we can get through this pretty quick. Guess what? God loves a cheerful giver. He loves a cheerful giver. So can you give me some music? Come on, preacher. Can you give me some music as we lift this offering? Make sure you have it in the key of E flat. All right. Follow me as we go along. Remember, I don't believe in auctioning God. All right. Here we go. Oh, you said that we short. Oh, come on back out here. We're short. Let's do this again. Can I give somebody to just give us $100? All right. We don't have $100, $50. $50, $20, $10. And then the ones that don't have, but whatever they have, all right, the rest of you guys just come on up here. Come on, family. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know you about to be hustled when you hear them say, I don't believe in auctioning God. And before you know it, they auctioning. the Most High. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Putting so much pressure on the people. So much pressure on the people. Yeah, look, I was in Kojic, right? I was in Kojic, so I know how they do it. Man, they bring that table back out. We sure bring that table back out. Well, we could do this real quick. And before you know it, man, that offering takes an hour and a half, just that portion of the service. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? So again, family, the hustle. This is the hustle, right? So here's another article. Flashy New York bishop who was robbed of $1 million in jewelry allegedly stole $90K from congregant. The flashy Brooklyn pastor who was robbed of more than $1 million in jewelry during a live stream church service was accused of stealing $90,000 from a congregant in a lawsuit filed last year. Bishop Lamar Whitehead, who is known for flaunting his Gucci suits, diamond-crusted chains, and stable of luxury vehicles, allegedly has a history of grifting and even serving time in prison for identity theft and grand larceny, right? Identity theft and grand larceny. From what I understand, it was in the excess of $2 million. Served 5 years in prison for identity theft and grand larceny. And now he has a $90,000 lawsuit that he had for this person, Pauline Anderson, 56 years old, part of his ministry, trying to get her money back. Pauline Anderson accused of the Rolls-Royce driving clergyman of convincing her to liquidate her life savings and pay him $90,000 investment in November 2020 with the promise that he would buy and renovate a house or a home for her, according to her Brooklyn Supreme Court lawsuit. Whitehead also agreed to pay Anderson $100 per month since the savings was her only source of income. Come on, family. Come on, family. This $90,000 now is her only source of income. Come on, family. Come on, family. Now, family, we got to stop enabling this behavior. We got to stop enabling this behavior. Because I know some of you guys will ask the question, why is these people still giving all this money to these people? Man, desperate times people do desperate things. You know, when you see somebody, like I talked about, that dirty dime versus the shiny nickel. See, he got the shiny nickel. He has the shiny nickel. He wants the people to give up their dirty dime for that shiny nickel. He has the shiny nickel. The shiny nickel is those expensive looking cars like Polite, right? Polite, brother Polite. He was renting cars, expensive cars. He got this shiny nickel that's making people exhaust all their resources, their heart. She gave $90,000, her life savings, to this hustler. This hustler. $90,000. $90,000 to this hustler. Come on, family. Come on, family. $90,000. Whitehead also agreed to pay Anderson $100 per month since the savings was her only source of income, says the suit first reported by the city on Thursday. Right? It goes on to say Whitehead, at the age of 44, he's 44 years old, allegedly only made one of the $100 payments to Anderson in January 2021. And each time she asked about the status of her home in the following months, he repeatedly told her that he was tied up with his election campaign for Brooklyn Borough President, according to the lawsuit. Right? Now, this is the guy. This is this hustler. And what was sad, this is a what you call it, he's doing I guess what you call it, what you call it, an interview or whatever, publicly in front of his church, right? This is him from doing a press conference or whatever in front of his church, right? Press conference in front of his church using the podium that supposedly he got robbed, that he ducked behind. Yeah, he's really traumatized, using the podium that he was robbed, supposedly, using that same podium at the press conference. Come on, family. This is him right here. Now, to the right is his church. This is the church that he got robbed in. This is the church he got robbed in, but this is the mansion that he's living in. Come on, family. Come on, family. Come on, family. Come on, family. Come on, Israel. Come on, family. This is sad, family. This is the ministry. This is the church. This is the church. This is the church. But this is his place of residency. Hustled this lady for all her life savings to use that money to put down on this house. And people will actually defend this hustler. Come on, family. Come on, family. This is a storefront church right here. And he had the nerve to get offended. Now, of course, I don't condone that Harry Reid guy. He was wrong, and he's all over the place. You know, him and the lady that was on there, Harry Reid looked like he got some personal issues going on within him just by watching his mannerism and how he expressed himself. All of them was wrong in that video. All of them was wrong in that video. But come on, family. He said he had $400,000, or now it's up to $1 million of jewelry that was between he and his wife that was stolen from them, they were robbed of inside of this church, this storefront church that had 25 members that was there that night. 25 people. Come on, family. Now, family, I will say, I'm not saying that it's cheap. These storefront churches are cheap. You could be spending a pretty penny, but if he has a house like this, then he can have a better place of worship than this. And especially he said that he owned the city block. Come on, he owned the city block. He owned the city block. Let's look at the inside. Let me share the video real quick. Let me share the video. Let's bring it up real quick. Let's share the video.
How many of you have lost your faith because you saw somebody else die what you about to go through? Yo. All right. All right.
Let's pause it right here. Come on, family. Let's listen to it. Listen to the trigger. Listen to the trigger. The trigger is, you're going to hear the trigger. This is the trigger. This is the trigger. Let's pull it up again. Let me stretch it out here, because sometimes when you stretch it out, it buffers. Look at this guy right here. Come on, family. Come on. He a dead giveaway right here. He knew what was going on. And I'm sure when they do the investigation, they talking to this guy right here. Come on, family. He from New York. He from the metro area. He up in the in this area, the rough area, they have a ministry here, and he don't know how to jump down on the floor. He don't know how to run. He's sitting there so calm. Like, yeah, guys, I got the inside scoop, guys. Now listen to the trigger. Listen to what the bishop said. This is the trigger.
How many of you have lost your faith because you saw somebody else die what you about to go through? Yo,
did he not give the playbook? Did he not give the trigger? How many of you have lost your faith by watching or seeing someone about to go through? And then suddenly, all of a sudden, this happened. Here we go again.
How many of you have lost your faith because you saw somebody else die what you about to go through? Yo, right. Yo. All right. Yo, right.
Come on. Look at the guy. He chilling. And the guy walks past in his direction with a gun in his hand. He don't even flinch. Watch the second guy. Walk towards it in his direction as he's coming out with a gun in his hand. He doesn't flinch. Here he goes. You see that? Let me bring it back, family. He didn't flinch. You see, let's do it again. He doesn't flinch not one time. He doesn't flinch not one time. Come on, family. He got the gun in his hand right here. He doesn't flinch. Come on, family. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They're in the rough area, the worst area, and he doesn't jump down. He doesn't flinch. He doesn't move. He's just in. He's in the mode of like, I know what's going down. Let's finish playing this. Now he gets the cue to do something, right? Now the bishop moved, right?
Come on, hustle. Nico.
Come on, family. Come on, family. Come on.
Come here. Come. Come on, hustle.
Well, let's stop it right here, fam. I can't watch this no more. Let me pause it. Let me pause it. The hustle family. All this money he's supposedly rolling in. Look at the place of worship versus where he lived. Look at the place of worship. Look at this. Now, pay attention to the podium. right? Let me enlarge this one more time.
Stay.
Let me zoom in.
Come here.
Let me see if I could get a picture of his interview that he did. Right? Look at that podium. Right? Let me see if I could get a picture of his interview. Let's go. Let me see if I could get the press conference images here. Let's see here. Look at, man, this is sad. Let me get this photo right here. I'm trying to get this image here. All right. Fair use here, family. You know, gotta make sure I put that out there. But I want y'all to pay attention to this. See, I pay attention to the details, right? I pay attention to the details. I'm just going to show a little bit of the video. This is his press release, right? Let me bring it up here. I want y'all to pay attention to the podium. Right, let's bring it up here. Let's remove this here. Let's share. Let's do this here. Now, what do you see here, family? You see that podium? So I pay attention to it. Y'all see that podium? If you recognize that this is the same podium, type 1. If you recognize that this is the same podium, type 1. And I'm going to show you here. Let's go back to that video.
Go.
There's the podium. There's the podium.
Come.
There's the podium. Come on, family. You got to pay attention to the details. The same podium. There's the podium. But let's go back to his press release or press conference. Look at that. This is his podium. All about the hustle. That's it right there. Look at that. Let me stop it, man. I got to stop this. Gain a victory. Gain a victory. That's what he's saying in this press release. There's that same podium, family.
Sit.
Let's stop that. Let's stop that stream. So, family, I'm going to drop the link. I know it's kind of late for many of us, but it's this Saturday night. I'm going to drop the link here. Right? I'm going to open it up to you guys. If you want to jump in and share your thoughts before we conclude here. Not going to be the, like the saying is, I'm not going to beat a dead horse. But let me go ahead and bring back up this screen right here, my PowerPoint. Just bring this back up. All right, and let's take it to the beginning here. All right. See Sister Carol in the chat. Let's bring Sister Carol on. How you doing, Sister Carol?
I can't stop laughing.
Sister Carol in the chat. Let's bring Sister Carol on. He says hit your mute. I can hear the your radio in the background.
I got it.
So it got like an echo.
Yeah, I had my other pad on.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
okay. Wait, you crack it up at what, sis?
Wait. Play old boy again and sit in the chair.
You see that? He just chilling. I mean, he doesn't budge. He just chilling. And then after the bishop gets up, now he's like, oh, this is my cue. I gotta look like I'm concerned. Let me pull out the cell phone.
He got his Bible open in his lap.
He just chilling.
He got it on the 23rd Psalm. He said that's his protection right here.
No, what he got open, the wealth of the wicked. That's what he got open. You know, that's the scripture, the wealth of the wicked, right? For the righteous, right?
Right.
Look at this, sis. I'm gonna hit mute, but look at this junk, man. I'll let it play while we. You look how he chilling.
Look at his expression on his face.
His hands crossed. He's just chilling. They walking past him. But what really did it for me?
I'm here for the Lord. The Lord.
What really did it for me is when the guy walked past in his direction with the gun in his hand, and he still didn't flinch. Did you catch that part?
Yes, I did.
I was like, no, he didn't. I said they could have did better acting.
When I first watched it, was too fast. He didn't pay attention. But now that you broke it down and we could look at it slowly and carefully, oh my goodness, there's some cartoon stuff going on here. But it looks like a scene from In Living Color. remember the two characters? What was it? Tommy Davidson and
Bam.
Yeah.
Look at this though.
More money.
But look at this. He Bishop getting robbed. And look how he just chilling.
He's just sitting there, unconcerned.
And look at the guy. You see how the guy got a gun in his hand, walks in his direction.
Yep.
He doesn't flinch.
Nothing. Oh, he's not even breathing.
It's like he forgot his cue.
Completely. Then he goes in his pocket in his jacket to get something. Or he's getting his phone or what.
Look at that. God, I mean, not a single flinch. Didn't even move.
Oh, but the podium. The podium took me out.
And then when I saw the press release, I said, no, he didn't take the same podium and have it at his press conference. Talking about he got the victory. Y'all know what I'm talking about when it comes out.
Oh my goodness.
He got this. So he got this same podium.
But who was the chick? Who was she? Who's that woman?
That walked past?
That's the first time I saw her before.
Which one?
The one that had the collar. Is that his wife?
Well, no, that's not his wife. His wife.
Pastor?
That's probably one of the elders or ministers. Pastor. Yeah. Okay. Not a pastor, because they wouldn't have her as a pastor, but a minister.
Okay. That's the first time I saw her in the video. I saw the other women.
Oh, yeah. So she walked past. It was a couple of women that walked past.
Yeah, I
and
saw
actually,
a couple of them.
One of them ended up cursing at the end too. But I'm like, man, what is going on here?
Oh my, it's the game. It's all about the game. It's the game of illusion and delusion. Those who delusional to believe this and the illusion to pull it off for everyone to see.
Man.
And to believe. That's what this is about. It's the game. It's the game. And it's sad.
And he gave the trigger. Right when he gave the trigger.
I didn't pay attention to that to now. When you replay this, I'm telling you, when it first happened, you weren't paying attention to all. You just looking at, the action, not the words, not the, certain movement, not the expressions. You just looking at what happened. But now to look at it again, it's all a setup.
It's all a setup.
But it's even more, it's elementary setup. It's not even a professional setup.
I mean, Listen to the let's listen to the audio. Let's listen
Okay.
to the trigger. Let me bring it back here. Let me hit pause. Here we go.
How many of you have lost your faith because you saw somebody else die what you about to go through? Yo. All right.
Come on now. You can't come on.
Yep.
That you're gonna die. That you're gonna die
You're gonna
about what you're about to go through.
What you go through. And then dips down.
Wait. Wait. Come on, man.
Probably don't count. And 5, 7, 6, 5, 7, 6, 8, and bam.
If this guy supposedly really felt that his wife was threatened, guess what? You're gonna run over to where they are. And you're gonna hear him say, hey, come on, man, point the guns at me, not at my children, not at my wife. Take whatever you want, just take whatever you want, just leave them alone. Just take whatever you want, take whatever. Come on, family.
None of that came out of his mouth. In fact, you didn't hear his mouth anymore.
What you about to go through.
Unbelievable.
Come on.
Yep.
Family.
I just want to know, has the insurance company been contacted yet?
Oh man, I'm pretty confident because there's a scam going on.
Of course it is. This jewelry, he can't go pawn it nowhere. What jewelry store he's gonna take that to? If he does take it, what, $50, $100 tops? Come on.
Hey family, let's give some love to Go Black to Africa. Really appreciate this brother for all the stuff that he's doing. Man, he's really great content. Really gave me a whole nother way of seeing things, an insight of seeing things, especially with the things that he's pointing out in South Africa. He did a great tour on that. Also highlighting some of the problems too, some of the things the challenges, many that have transitioned over to Africa, whether it's Tanzania or Ghana, just some of the things that are going on over there. And he really pointed out some troubling things of, but also a lot of great things. So he has a tour, actually a history tour that, Go Black to Africa. If you had the link, I could post a link, or if you even want to jump on just to mention that, if you choose to, I'll drop the link. But he has a tour now. I'm working on to see if I can, my wife and I can get on that tour before it's they purchase the tickets run out. But I want to make sure that if he have a minute to jump on and want to tell us about it, feel free to do so. But really appreciate what this brother is doing. He's sacrificing so much of his time and effort, to really bring this truth to us so we can see things clearer, and really have the right mindset of building. So really appreciate what this brother is doing. So let's show some love to Go Black to Africa. Really appreciate you, brother. So but you see this, sis, I mean, just like I said, and I'm saying to myself, this can't get it can't get any worse, right? It can't get any worse, and it gets worse.
Yes, it did.
I'm like, wait a minute, I'm looking at the news articles and they standing in front of his church. I'm like, that's the church. I'm like, come on now, I'm like, come on. And then I see this interview right here with him with the same podium.
We should interview the Podium. The Podium probably knows the whole story.
Man, I want to interview that guy though. I would love to interview that guy.
Yeah, now he's the one. He know. They broke him off well. They did.
Go Black to Africa. Thank you, my brother. I had to cancel the tour due to a few things Ghana is going through. Appreciate it, my brother. Whenever you get it going again, feel free to let me know, because my wife and I, we definitely would take you up on the offer, and we're definitely wanting to go and make some visits, and would love to meet you in person. I mean, you're doing some great work. Really appreciate you, and let us know if there's anything that we can assist on our end as well. So really appreciate you. And I believe we have a lot in common as well, especially listening to some of your testimony of what you transitioned from. Not going to get into the specifics, but I listened to your testimony in one of the videos that you shared from, military, Air Force, and I'm a prior Air Force as well. But really appreciate what you're doing. When that gets started again, let us know if there's some other things or items that you are want to let us know to help push and promote here. Feel free to let me know. We're in this together. Really appreciate what you're doing, my brother. Really appreciate all that you do. All right. So, but yeah, family, like I said, Sister Carol, going back here, it just really trips me out. It really trips me out. I was like, wait a minute, is this Aaron Hall? You know what I mean? I thought he was Aaron Hall, right? It sounded like he was about to say, no, did it? You know what I mean? I thought that was, but anyway, but it was like the trigger was right there at the beginning.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Let's play it one more time, family. Let's play.
Yes, I can have another laugh.
Now, you guys, if you believe that he gave the trigger on when to come and carry this out, if you believe that that's the trigger to get everything in motion, type 1. Right. I'm going to play it again. If you believe this is a trigger, this is the trigger to tell them, come on in. It's time. Get it started. And I just believe the guy in the chair he just forgot his portion of it. Here we go.
How many of you have lost your faith because you saw somebody else die what you about to go through? Yo. All right. All right.
Oh my God.
When he says yo, right.
You're right. Not get the no, man, don't put the guns in my wife's face, because he said they put the guns in his wife's face, put it in his daughter's face. You gonna help plead. You gonna say something. You gonna try to do something, even if you just say something.
Right, but you run around on all fours.
The camera moved over to the side. Who got time to move the camera over to the side?
Yeah, who is the cameraman? Exactly. Who's the camera? Who's doing the
But
camera
he said
work?
he moved the camera. If you listen to the interview, he said he moved the camera.
So he ran all the way down to the camera?
That's what he said. He moved the camera.
Oh my goodness. I didn't know he ran down to the camera.
I don't know how he did it.
Yeah,
There's no way. He's still laying on the floor. He's still laying on the floor. I don't know how he got over to the camera.
Exactly. That's my point.
But whoever moved the camera, guess what? They weren't on cue, because they exposing the corner man. Look how he look at it.
With his Bible and his hands all clasped together. Oh my goodness. That shot right there tells the whole story.
I mean,
and then dude just walks on by casually.
Here it is. Here's the cue. He forgot his cue. He's like, oh, I'm supposed to put my Bible down. Oh,
right. Let me I need to stand up now. Oh, okay. Oh my goodness.
And then supposedly he left the church chasing after the guys
in his Bentley.
And then he jumped into the Bentley, but they saw on camera that the guys, let me pause it, that the guys jumped into a Mercedes
and changed
clothes.
Yes.
They got it all on camera. And he chasing behind him in his Bentley, but they turned off and he didn't know they turned off.
How was he able to watch them change clothes and you didn't get out your car and chase after them?
He said he got it on camera. I don't know how you get all that on camera. They making this into like a dead president. You know what I mean? They making this into dead presidents. Like Lorenz Tate gonna come out, come out the garbage can. You know what I mean? Or the coming from below the dock.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
this is funny.
I mean, I was waiting for Chris Tucker to say something inside it.
I was waiting for Tommy.
You know, I wait for the man. I should have put the scene in here with Chris Tucker
and
standing
David
on the corner
Allen
with the police
Greer
officer.
Come on, that's what I was waiting on. That's Tommy Davis sitting in the chair over there.
Now, and then look at this here. I got to play it one more time. Look at this.
Yeah, please do.
Man.
So I can get another laugh.
Well, I'm gonna play his ad real quick.
Okay,
here we go.
We back. Bishop Whitehead. Y'all see Whitehead Estates. Listen, I'm telling y'all, join my real estate class. It's starting February the 5th. I'm going to show you how to buy and flip, how to buy complexes, apartment complexes, renovating, and first and foremost, understand that God did it, not me. God is amazing. I love you guys with the love of Christ. Follow me at I am Bishop Whitehead. Follow me on Instagram and follow me on Facebook, Bishop Lamar M. Whitehead. Love you guys. Stay tuned.
I got to give him a 3-piece off of this. And we got to give him his order to go. Come on, sis. I mean, that's and family. I just want to make this clear. This is how they hustle. This sounds like the Kemet community. This sounds like something straight out of the conscious community. This is what the playbook like Polite did. This is the playbook of somebody by the name of Ali Muhammad did. This is what many of these guys do. You know, they would show they'll flash around cars that they may have rented to give the impression that this is what they own. He's in front of the little bricks. He's in he's over by the projects. And want to give the impression as if he owned the projects.
Where he messed up is that he put it on film. He should have never put this on film. Period.
Says even if it wasn't on film, if I heard it, I'd be like, come on, man. It's like, come on, man. You standing in front of the little bricks. Everybody know the Jews own that.
They own all of it. They own everything.
Own all that.
Every single thing. Even your own house you live in, you still paying a mortgage on. They own it because they own the mortgage that you pay.
And even when you look it up, they were saying that up until when he got that 90,000 from the lady, that from his own member parishioner, that he was behind on his mortgage. His house is about to get foreclosed.
Oh, so that's why he did this gimmick. Now that explains it. That's explained why I was trying to figure out why he needed cash so badly. Now it makes sense. What's the easiest way to get money? Insurance.
Yeah.
Now the pieces of the puzzle are coming together.
Well, and you know what's sad though, sis, even with him, you know, you hope for the best. You hope that is not what it is. Because when I first posted it, I posted a video, but then when I listened to, you know, when I was after I upload, you know, a lot of times when I edit videos, a lot of times I'm not paying attention to the audio until after I upload it. When I upload and listen to it, I'm like, wait a minute. I know I didn't just hear what I just heard. Right. Then I start researching it. And that's why I changed the name of the title and everything within the first 20 minutes of uploading the video. I'm like, come on, no way. When I saw him, I heard the first few lines. I said, wait a minute. And then seeing the guy sitting in the corner and then hearing some of his interviews and seeing some of the things that I pulled up about him he was about to go into foreclosure and all this other stuff. And, you know, his it just didn't make no sense. And then listening to his interview, it was like, no way. It went from 400,000 to $1 million. And then knowing that I used to work for UPS for, you know, when I first got out of the military as an investigation in the investigation department, the claims department. and I had to investigate high dollar claims, and most of them were jewelry. So listening to him, it made me think about that hustle. And the bulk of the hustle that you see these things taking place is up in New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania area.
Yep. Yes, loss prevention. But yeah, now it makes sense. The quickest way to get cash fast is through the insurance company. If you can get a claim through quickly and they approve it, you can get their cash.
Man, he was better off just leaving the car unlocked.
Yeah, exactly. Okay,
in Newark, because where I'm from, Newark, stolen car capital of the world. Look, they, if you don't want your car anymore, for the most part, leave the car unlocked. Somebody gonna get it right.
Right.
He's better off just leaving the car unlocked. Anyway,
the biggest hustle in Houston right now is catalytic converters.
Yeah, that's not just there.
I know, but it's a $1 billion business going on right now. Like they had on the news this morning about how much money is being made. They busted one warehouse where they had stacks upon stacks upon stacks upon stacks of them. My brother has been hit 3 times on his truck.
Yeah, you right down there though. You close to the border.
I know.
People don't know a lot of stuff happened close to that border, man.
Absolutely.
Trucks go missing. Man, that's like the worst place to have an SUV.
Right. But we're a little further up from the border. You got to drive a little ways. We're about 900 miles away. It's about 1,000 miles from the border, but still. But no, it's big business. Well, then we got the port. We got the biggest port in the nation that comes through here. So that's where it's going.
Wow. Yeah. I tell you, family. I tell you, it's a lot going on here, and family, desperate times. People do desperate things. And so the whole point of this lesson tonight was just to encourage you guys, don't just focus on the tithes and offering. The rule of thumb, the statistics is between 8 to 10 people actually tithe. The hustle is these network marketing schemes that's inside the church. All these different things they are selling inside the church, from the service itself. You send in the service, hey, I want to get a copy of that message. Oh, you got to pay $10.
Yep.
$10 to $20. Wait a minute. I'm a member of the $20.
Yep.
Somebody pointed up here, Uptown Saturday Night. Yeah, Shinobis.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm a geek, right? Shinobis. It was at Shinobis trying to get that lottery ticket back.
Exactly.
Bill Cosby, what's his name? Sidney Poitier. Shinobis. What's in there? Flip Wilson, Loose Lips.
It was
Red
Fox. The
loose lips.
It was all A-list black actors in that movie.
Bubbly.
Yeah.
Bill Cosby looking like the 70s version of James Harden.
I don't think about Cotton come hardly up.
But Shinobis, Uptown Saturday Night.
Yeah.
But any final things you want to share with the people, family? Sister Carol, before we wrap up, any final words you want to share? Because man, this has been a very exhausting day with the family, far as like I said, with our daughters, both of them transitioning over the next couple of days, going back to school. One getting ready to go to law school, while the other getting ready to go to college, and and go from there. So, but yeah, it's been a very exhausting day.
Yeah, empty nester you are now, for real.
Man, enjoying it.
I know you better.
Never in a million years would I have thought, coming from where I come from, that I'll be in this position that I am in. To actually, breaking strongholds. To have, be the first one. I was the first one in my family to graduate from high school. Go straight through high school without having to go and do the GED program. You know, first one to get a college scholarship. You know,
Right.
go off to college and all of that.
Yep.
Right. The only thing that I wasn't the first one to get my degree, but I was, you know, just made a lot of strides being the first one.
Correct.
You know, so to see my daughters accomplishing those things and being able to break some of the strongholds, the family generational curses within my family, you know. So I just thank the Most High, you know, for being in this position. So never thought I'd be in this position. Never, I mean, never in a million years. If you would have told me this, looking out of that project building window, where my goal was like, my dream was like, hey, I can't wait till I grow up so I can live in the project building that's right over there because they got grass in front of the building. So I would, my goals didn't even exceed the projects where I was living at, or I didn't even picture having cars. You know, my dream was, hey, I want to get when I grow up, I'm gonna get me a bus card so I could go anywhere, catch the bus anywhere.
Wow.
You know, you see what I'm saying? That's city mindset. That's when you come up in a rough area where your goals is confined within those projects, that city life. I didn't see beyond that.
Yep. Never could see outside that box. When we were talking about the other, we was on, I think you was on live long ago. We were talking about some people, that was this morning during Shabbat. People have never seen the other side of their neighborhood.
Yeah.
Less outside the city. They never been around the city, just a little box that they live in. They never saw white people before. They never saw anybody but their own people in that one little box.
Yeah, you have some people that lived in the projects for 30 and 40 years, born in the projects, died in the projects, never been outside of the city, period. Never even been across town.
Don't know what it looks like over there.
Yeah. So, like I said, now one thing I will say, and I'm not going to just completely throw everything away from what the church has done for me, is you know, of course, I didn't know how poor we was until some of the church folks brought it to our attention. But there were some men that sowed into my life, poured into my life. You know, I remember when I was going off to represent the church in what is called the Bible Bowl, National Baptist Convention. Man, I showed up with plastic bags with my clothes in it. You know, getting ready to go on the airplane. And those men, those deacons, and one of them, what's his name? Deacon Whitehead, I believe that was his name. He used to work. He was like the manager of a clothing store downtown on Market, Broader Market, and told them to bring me up in there. And I went up in there, and they got me suitcases, clothing, and everything, and put me on that plane to properly represent the church. The convention that was part of National Baptist Convention and all that stuff. So I learned, those things, man, that you just precious memories, precious things that really was like a paradigm shift in my life to see that life was beyond the city. You know what I mean? I didn't see that, and I never forget that particular competition. I had to go to Cincinnati, Ohio, and I got to see life existed outside of Newark, New Jersey. And it expanded my horizon. So I went from wanting that, living the project building across, or that bus card to take me anywhere in the city, to, wow, I want to go back out. I want to travel more. So I will say that, that's what the church has done for me, being a kid growing up in the roughest area, one of the roughest areas in the country. And I just thank the Most High for that. So, yeah.
That the Most High had his hand on you because he was preserving you and preparing you for a time of today. I see it all clearly just by what you just exposed to us. That was his training ground for you. You are the Moses for us. He had prepared Moses for what he had to take care of and do. Same with you. This was your preparation for a time for the day. And look at you now. That's
absolutely.
That's
absolutely.
Yeah, feel all of that. Feel it. You deserve that. I give all the praise and glory to him for you. Absolutely. I see
Absolutely.
his hands upon you. Absolutely.
Well, I definitely appreciate it, sis. That definitely appreciate it. And of course, when you growing up, and for me, for those that don't know, I grew up with my grandmother. My mother,
Mm-hmm.
my father. No, they weren't really there. And I'm
Right.
not trying to throw them up under the bus because I honor them. But my
Mm-hmm.
grandmother raised her kids,
Right.
right? And it
Right.
was we were loaded up in a small little 2-bedroom apartment.
Mm-hmm.
And but she taught us to make the best out of everything. So I just thank the Most High, just
Absolutely.
to see the next generation, and to see that, that in our family tree, at least in this particular branch, they'll see a shift in our
Mm-hmm.
family history.
Absolutely.
So, but yeah. Any final words you want to share with the people? I know I said this before. Anyone or any groups you want to add to this bucket list? Throw the garbage can at as we get ready to wrap it up.
Man, I think we did enough throwing in the trash can already tonight. This whole entire plot that this man created, and by accident, you said Whitehead. This guy's name is Whitehead too. When you said Whitehead, I'm like, oh, that's a coincidence. But yeah, this all him and this whole Ponzi scheme, insurance scam thing. Just put it all in the trash can and set it on fire.
All right, here's the trash can. So family, really appreciate you guys. I done put this whole Ponzi scheme and multi-level marketing, all these different things, these preachers that are pushing this, assemblies that are allowing this to go on, hustling the people every which way that they can. I'm going to give you the garbage can. So as we wrap this up, in the words of Moses in Exodus chapter 14, verse 13 and 14, when he had to, through the Most High, encourage Israel when they came to what seemed to be a dead end. The Egyptians coming out of Egypt, the Egyptians coming to kill many of them and bring them back into bondage. But in front of them, it seemed like they just had what seemed to be a dead end. And Moses had to encourage them with the following words. He said, fear ye not, stand still, and see the salvation of Yahweh. These Egyptians that you see here today, in other words, these strongholds that you see here today, will never have power over you again. The Most High will fight for you. But the key is this, family. You have to hold your peace. And the Hebrew word there for peace is karash, which means be quiet. Can't go back. Can't stay here. Keep moving forward. And I'll say it one more time. Can't go back. Can't stay here. Keep moving forward.
Listen, Genesis chapter 11, verse 10 explains the genealogy of Shem. Shem was a black man in Africa. If you repeat this back, Genesis 14, verse 13, Abraham steps on the scene. Being a descendant of Shem, which is a fact, means Abraham too was black. Abraham, born in the city of a black man, called Nimrod, grandson of Ham. Ham had 4 sons. One was named Canaan. Here, let me do some explaining. Abraham, Isaac was Jacob had 12 sons, for real, and these were the children of Israel. According to Genesis chapter 10, these were the children of Israel. According to Genesis chapter 10.